Now, an important point here as well. We are applying the method we practiced earlier with the left hand. Look, it's the same here. What do I mean by the same? Moving from here to here requires relentless practice. It's because we know in our minds that this is a single section. So, what's the problem? Moving from here to here is also difficult. Is your hand not getting used to it? Then how should you practice? If we apply the method, we should practice like this. This part is even harder because there's a bit of a jump. That's why you need to move from here to here. When your hand loses its way, tension builds up like this. That's why you need to move lightly and smoothly in one go. Got it? So you need to completely relax your hand and play. This is how you should play it. Now let's take a closer look, shall we? Let's observe how the melody flows. As I mentioned earlier, positioning your hand is crucial. If your hand doesn't remember its position, even unconsciously, tension builds in your hands and arms. That's why consciously correcting this is important. Let's take another look at the melody. What happens here? Da la la la. It goes up, right? And here, it comes down. Then it goes up again. Then it comes down. And then it goes up again. So what happens? It goes up, down, and up again. Naturally, we assume our hand will come down without even realizing it. The body is truly fascinating. Even without consciously thinking, we assume our hand will naturally come down. But what happens here? It goes up, right? This is where many people make mistakes. But there's no such thing as random mistakes. It's simply because this part is still unfamiliar. So it goes up, down, up. You just need to be aware that this part goes up. Just be conscious of it. And then it comes down again. Goes up, comes down, and here it goes up again. You can even draw the melody flow like a line, as I do. This helps you get familiar with the pattern and play it comfortably. If you don't, the tension in your hands will build up and make it harder to play until the end. At first, this level of tension might feel manageable, but as it builds up over time, by the time you're 2 pages in, your arm might feel so strained that it becomes almost numb. This is from my own experience, so I hope you avoid this mistake. Don't get discouraged. Just remember what I've told you and stay mindful of it. All you need to do is think, teacher said this. Then maybe you'll think, let's draw the melody flow, or this part goes up here. And with just that awareness, your hand will naturally relax. As I mentioned earlier, you're only adding a note here. Got it? Now, there's another important thing. Posture is critical. For example, this piano is higher than where I'm sitting. Think about it. When playing the piano, would it be more tiring to play with the keyboard higher than your arms at a neutral position, or would it be less tiring if you sit higher so your arms are level with the keyboard? Of course, it's the latter, right? That's why your arms need to be level with the keyboard. Right now, I'm using a digital piano placed on a desk, so the position is slightly off. But for you, it's important to ensure that your arms are level. With proper alignment, you can control the piano from above. That said, you shouldn't sit too high either, okay? Now, I've grouped the phrases into 4 measures. And we've covered up to 8 measures in this lesson. From here on, you should be able to continue on your own. You need to understand how to apply the methods I've shown you. How do you do that? You analyze the piece. Let's take a look.
La si la 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 do re mi mi fa mi re si la sol.
Here, you can group these 4 measures together. Try grouping them yourself. Now, observe the melody here. The melody rises, right?
La si la la do re mi fa.
The range already moves upward 1 step, then it descends.
Mi re si la sol mi fa.
Naturally, even if there's no crescendo or decrescendo written, your expression will flow naturally. The same applies to the next section. You can divide this into 4-measure and 8-measure phrases again, right? Now let's move on. What kind of melody appears here? It's similar.
레, 파, 미, 레, 도, 시.
Then it rises again.
도, 라, 라.
But here, it's a slightly different melody. Do you notice it?
라, 레.
It comes in pairs now. Make sure to check details like this. Now, after these 4 measures,
레, 미, 레, 도, 시. 도, 미, 레, 도, 라, 라, 리, 라, 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 라.
we see a decrescendo, and then a forte appears. This is the climax, right? It's similar to the earlier part, but now it's played in octaves. What does playing it in octaves mean? Does it become softer? No, it becomes richer. This is what you analyze. You divide the phrases, decide what you want to express, and plan how to relax your hands in each section. When you do this, the piece becomes more natural, you feel less tension, and it's incredibly fun to play. Now, you can apply the methods I taught you today to other pieces as well. Also, try listening to how other pianists play. What do you notice? They play with such ease. You can see that they stay close to the keys and play with relaxed hands. Make sure to remember that as well. Alright? If there's any classical piece or piano music you'd like to learn, leave a comment below. See you in the next lesson.